All right, welcome to Living a Healthy, Vibrant Life podcast. I'm your host, Harold Chapman. At the current moment, we're not taking any sponsors, but if you wish to support me, visit our website, hvlworld.net. We have the best flavored collagen. We have unflavored. We have peach mango, and our newest flavor, strawberry lemonade. And we also have a new flavor about to hit the market January 1st, so be on the lookout for that. At the current moment, we're at the Panoramic Brand Studio, best podcast studio in Houston. All right, we have a special guest with us today. He has generated over 40 million in e-com sales, worked with Coca-Cola, professional videographer and photo, and the biggest guy when it comes down to scaling a business. Welcome, David Jordan.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. How you feeling today, man?
I feel good.
Nice little rainy day in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, dude, that monster's kicking in.
Uh-oh. Don't start jittering. Don't start shaking over there on me now.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm
good.
Well, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you bringing me out here.
Oh, yeah, I had to, man. After Keith recommended you, I was like, man, who is this guy? Well, I'm going to tell you guys how me and David met. It's kind of a funny story. So David, he manages my meal prep guy, Keith Broussard. And so I had Keith Broussard on the episode. And then after, he was like, I said, Keith, man, who been helping you scale like all this money, man, like making so much? He said, man, this guy named David. I said, who the fuck is David? Why you never told me about David until now? He said, oh, he never asked. I said, man, I can't need his contact or something. He said, yeah, I'll share it with you. He on vacation right now, so he may not answer. I said, oh. I said, let me see it. You send me his booking link. I said, oh, his shit open. I said, I'm finna book an appointment. He said, man, he on vacation. I said, well, he should have closed it off. And so I booked an appointment with him. And then I think the next day, I booked an appointment with David. And I tried to video chat him. And, you know, his stuff was like dark. He's like, man, what's up, man? I usually don't answer this. I'm on vacation. I said, well, your shit was open. And so we talked for about like 30 minutes. And then put like initial assessment with him. And then he said, when we get back, we'll get a call. But then ever since then, it was history. Started working with David. That's probably like beginning of the summer, right? We started working or before.
Yeah, dude, when you told me that story last night, because you were telling me you were going to tell me on the podcast, I totally forgot you booked that call when I was on vacation.
On vacation.
And I remember when I told my girlfriend, because we went for my birthday, and I was like, babe, I'm not going to take any calls. I'm not going to do any work. And then I see this call that was booked, but then you put in there like you knew Keith. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, man, like, okay, I'm just going to, babe, like, it'll take 30 minutes. We went back to the hotel, and I just took the call. Mm-hmm. It was a great call, dude. Like, I really enjoyed talking to you. I love the business model, and I was really excited to kind of see what you had going on. So I'm glad I took the call.
I know, man. I know. Ever since then, it was history. You know, you helped me with my website, logo, connect me with all these different guys, and now we're at the beginning. Now we're finna start running now.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited.
But yeah, what was you doing before you got into this business?
Into
digital advertisement.
All right. Yeah, dude. I mean, I was doing a lot of different things. I mean, I was just like I was in college, so I was just actually for work prior to college, I was in construction and I was doing sheetrocking and insulation, just trying to make money. I really had no idea what I want to do with my life.
Right.
And then I ended up going to college. Still really had no idea what I was going to do. Had no idea what I was going to major in. I was pre-med, then I was engineering, and then I was just got fascinated with business. So I ended up going to business and studying business marketing. I had a buddy in Houston at the time that was like really big in the creative space. Like he was super big in like photography, and back then videography wasn't like as prominent as it is now.
Nah.
But yeah, he was really big into photography, and I was always fascinated by photography. Mm-hmm. And I came down and saw what he was doing, and literally, there was like Houston used to have these big photo meetups like downtown.
Right.
And I ended up going, and it was flooded with like hundreds, if not thousands, of like models and photographers, just like flooding Houston, collaborating. And I was just so fascinated by that, and it was so cool, so exciting to see everybody collaborate with each other and just have a good time and create cool content. And literally the day I went back home, I bought a camera, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna do this. Like whether it was a hobby or a future profession, I had no idea, but I just wanted to buy a camera and start. I ended up buying a Canon 6D. It was like a really decent full frame camera back then. I just started shooting stuff, and then people started reaching out to me to do portraits, then weddings, and just kind of went down the whole rabbit hole of being like a content creator, if you will, right? And that was fun, but I still really wasn't making money. And I just started really honestly, I just got tired of being broke, and I started searching on YouTube of like online businesses, drop shipping, how this whole e-com space really was working. And there was a few key guys in the space at the time that you could like really trust and pull good information from. And there was this one guy called King Com. He passed away a few years ago, but he was a young kid, but he was making so much money in the online space. And it was fascinating to me. Like, he dropped out of high school, and he was a multimillionaire by the time he was 19 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, like, how is he doing this? Like, what is he doing that I'm not doing? Like, what information does he have that I don't have? So I just went down the whole rabbit hole of drop shipping in the e-com space. And at the time, I was really fascinated with software development, and I ended up going that route because I didn't have the capital to do at the time I wasn't super knowledgeable on drop shipping either, because the whole business model of drop shipping is you don't need money for inventory.
Right.
You know, you can just do arbitrage through manufacturers to, when the order comes in, they'll do the fulfillment, and they just take a percentage, or the cost of the goods comes from out of the sale you make, and it pays the manufacturer. So I just didn't know that at the time. So I was like, okay, let me go the digital product route, because that was zero cost. Right. And then there's also certain things with taxes where you get tax breaks as well from digital products in Texas. So that sounded more appealing too. So I went that route. And when I first launched, like, I was making sales, and it wasn't a lot because I wasn't spending a lot either. But very quickly I was tinkering around, changing my ads, changing different bidding strategies, and just like learning how to actually run ads. And then I'll never forget, dude, like, I remember waking up one day, I was taking out student loans to like pay for my living, my food, just to live essentially. And I was taking that money to like invest in like crypto. I was taking it to pay for my ads. And I remember I was like, I think I had $900 left. And I was like, I'm just going to dump it all in Facebook ads. And I went to bed, put all my money in there, and I woke up and I had like 14 grand the next morning. And I remember waking up, dude, and I was like so happy and like just so mind blown that like it was possible. And dude, from that day forward, I just started spending and spending and spending on Facebook ads and dumping money, because that's the beauty of like Facebook ads, and that's really how you learn, and that's what separates a good marketer from a bad marketer. And of course, you have to understand the psychology of marketing and different pieces of the puzzle, but I think in the advertising space, you really need to spend money to understand the space and see how this stuff works. Because I think I briefly told you this before as well. It's like, hey, bro, you come to me like, hey, bro, like, how do you see this happening? You know, like in 30 days. And I'm like, well, that depends on so many things. Like, if we're spending $50 a day, it's going to take a while. If we're spending $1,000 a day, we're going to learn very quickly what's working and what's not working. You know, so when you've done that for years and have spent millions and millions of dollars in ad spend, you really know what works and what doesn't. I know it's a long rant, but that's kind of how I got into this space and how my life changed prior to like really doing it for other people.
I'm sure my life would have changed too if I would have spent $900 and wake up with 14 grand. It's like, holy shit, that's like a life-changing thing. That's like the ROI that is like amazing.
Yeah, bro, it was very life-changing for sure. And that's another thing I want to tell people out there with e-com is like, don't get caught in the mindset thinking it's going to last forever, because it won't. You know, I mean, I was making so much money with like such minimal effort. I was getting lazy, and I got surpassed by all my competition so quickly, and I just eventually had to like shut everything down, because I got too comfortable, because it was, dude, I would literally have this thing on autopilot, and I'm making like $10K a day. Like, it was stupid, if not more on some days. But yeah, I think if you have a good thing running, always try and like grow your team, try and improvise, try and just do better. You know, don't become complacent.
Right. Because it can happen. Because like, you can be at the high, but it's like somebody always coming something new to try to outperform what you have.
Yeah, you can never stay at the upward trend forever. You know, like, there's always ups and downs. You know, so when you're on that upwards, always at that point you should be preparing for those downfalls. You know, as opposed to just riding that wave thinking it's going to last forever.
Oh no, it ain't gonna.
Because it's not.
sooner or later, what would you say been the biggest learning curve, like when you're in the beginning, like getting into the digital advertisement? Because I know you do websites too, not just digital advertising. You pretty much do pretty much everything in regards to a person's e-commerce store.
What was the first part of the question?
The biggest learning curve.
The biggest learning curve in the e-com space.
Based off your experience.
That's a good question. I don't know, man. There's so many.
What would say like the one that hit you the hardest or hit you the most?
Probably that, dude. Like what I just told you in the very beginning, before I was doing this for anybody else, was thinking it was gonna last forever. I remember even going home to like visit my parents, and it felt so good to like not be broke and visit my parents and like feel like I did something with my life. And my mom's like, all right, well, David, you seem to be prepared. Like, what if this doesn't work out forever? And I'm like, nah, Mom, like, you don't understand. It's going to last forever. And she was right, you know, but I was so naive and so caught up in that game at the time. It just felt, you feel on top of the world. You don't think it's ever going to end. So I would just say, like, save your money if you're making money and be prepared for it not to work out, you know, and just be smarter with your money. Because I never had money either. I didn't grow up wealthy with my family. You know, and when I finally got money, I definitely blew a lot of it on stupid shit. So, I mean, I was smarter than most, I would say. I wasn't just like blowing it, but I definitely was buying more stuff than I needed. And I wish I was a little bit smarter with my money and allocate it into certain things like real estate.
Yeah, you know, then now that you know, it's like how to invest your money, like crypto, ETFs, and just spread it out into multiple investment, high yield savings account.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you know what to do with the money. Now you have it. Now that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah, a lot of people focus on like flexing of how much stuff they buy, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm flexing about how much I'm saving. You know, like a lot of people can gain wealth, but a lot of people can't retain wealth.
Right.
And that's where I'm at, where I'm really trying to not spend as much as I can and just save everything.
Because you never know what's around the corner or like a good buying opportunity. Because, you know, since we're in this terrible market right now, you never know what can come about. Maybe want to acquire somebody's business. Somebody want to bring you on as a possible stake in their business. And it's like, I got the capital to do it. And it's like, especially if it's a business that's struggling, you're like, I can add value to it. Especially like yourself, what you do in digital advertisement and e-com. That's like the biggest thing. People always need help with that.
Yeah, man.
And it's hard to find somebody that can trust with your brand. I've ran through like 2 different like e-com businesses that can like help me out to say they do this, but it's like it's such like a skeptical business. So how do you help somebody like get through that skepticism that then lost a good amount of money?
Yeah, that's I would say that's another really good question, because in my space there's a lot of scam artists. There's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing but claim to know what they're doing. And I'm not claiming I know everything, but I definitely have a track record of like actually producing results for myself in hundreds, if not almost to the thousands of people that I've helped. So I've definitely been on calls and they're very hesitant because either they've worked with someone in the past or they've heard some sort of horror story of some marketing agency ripping them off, taking their cash and disappearing. I mean, there's nothing I can really do to like put them at ease except just be myself, speak the truth, be blunt with them when the time is right, and just say it how it is. I mean, it's up to them to make the decision if they want to trust me or not. I'm not going to spend my time trying to convince them that I'm someone you can trust. I'm just going to be me. If you want to give us a shot, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know, but at least we're going to give it our best shot. I think another part of that question is I feel like a lot of people in the space too, in the advertising space, have good intentions, but a lot of times it's not their fault, you know, and a lot of people think, oh, if I hire an agency and I can throw money at it, it's just going to work. You just pull this lever and it's going to print money. It doesn't work like that. You know, like there's so many pieces to the puzzle that make advertising work, in funnel building and drop shipping, this whole e-com space work. You know, advertising's one sector of that. You know, then that's why I told you, it's like, okay, bro, like we need to fix your website. We need to fix so much of this stuff, because we can't just run ads and it's going to work. It's just, there's so many missing pieces. And usually like I would charge thousands of dollars to do that for you, but I genuinely like you. I like your product. I see it actually working. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do this for free, you know. But that is a lot of times a client let's just say you hired someone that wasn't me before, and they did that, and it didn't work. You're probably gonna have a sour taste in your mouth after looking for a potential agency after, and I feel like that's the majority of the cases with sprinkled in scam artists that just like don't know what they're doing and claim to know what they're doing. But yeah, to answer your question, there's nothing I can do to convince them. I can just show them my track record. If they want to work with me, great. If not, no hard feelings.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest thing, like skepticism, because it's like I feel like a lot of people, when they come down digital advertisement, they don't know how to break down a brand. It's like how when you got with Minds, you were saying like, okay, yours need to be customized, tailored based off what you're trying to do. Because I can run ads on there, but it's not ready to run ads based off what we're trying to accomplish. Nobody never told me that. So, and plus, when Keith, I've been knowing Keith before he was cooking meals in his mom's house, and so when he told me about you, I just trusted Keith because me and Keith know each other like that, and he's like, yeah, David helped me out, and I know when his business when it wasn't making anything, and he scaled it and you scaled it a lot more, so I was like, I think he might be on to something. When I'm looking at, and then seeing his new logo, and he told me everything you'd done for him, I was like, okay.
Well, we didn't handle any of his new logo stuff.
Really? Okay.
No, he did that himself, so I can't take credit for that. But Keith is actually a perfect example where he was working with a previous agency, and I don't want to butcher it or talk down on anybody, but from what I remember him telling me about the previous agency he was working with, they either took money from him or, I mean, for sure they weren't performing to its fullest potential. But I think there was some sort of like weirdness that happened with them as far as like malpractice. I mean, maybe you can speak more on that if you want, but long story short is I was able to take a quick look at his ad account, and I was like, bro, these guys are doing it all wrong. Like, I could switch this around with minimal effort and really get you better results. And if I remember correctly, he was doing like 30 to 50K a month, I think. And then after I got it the first month, we did our first 100 grand month.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, and that wasn't changing branding. That wasn't changing the way we were advertising. That was simply just an increased budget and like optimizing his campaigns that were being poorly ran before. Yeah.
That was easy for you to diagnose that, huh?
Oh, dude, yeah, I saw it instantly. It was night and day. Like it's so, I mean, when you're in there all day, every day, it's like it's like you're at the gym, bro. Like, and you're a coach and you see someone doing a wrong barbell bench press. You're like, dude, what is this guy doing, bro? Like, the form is terrible. He's not gonna get any gains from doing that. He's gonna hurt himself.
Right.
It's the same thing. Like, I can spot the stuff from a mile
Especially
away.
when you put like 10,000 hours worth in it.
Yeah.
It's like I just like, I'm a lifestyle coach, so I can definitely tell like what somebody's doing, what they're not doing, from the time to get up in the morning to the time to go out to sleep, like with the eating. So it definitely makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's definitely, but I would say that at the biggest thing in regards to like what you do is definitely like a lot of skepticism and just it's hard to trust. Because other than that, if I didn't know you personally, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm about to get fucked again.
But okay, well, let's go down that rabbit hole. Like, I might get fucked again. What would you classify as getting fucked again?
I would say, the way you broke it down to me, like not understand the brand, what I'm trying to do. Because most people say, or like I had worked with his previous brand, they say, yeah, it'll help me out. They start running ads. And then I'm like, whoa, this ain't generating nothing. Like, it's 2 weeks. Well, we need to put more in there. How we put more? It ain't generating nothing.
Yeah, and that's where the scam comes in, because if they can't identify that there's other issues that are missing to make it work and notifying you, then they're just taking your money either while they know this and it's not going to work and they just want your cash, or with false hope that like, hey man, let's just throw more money and it might work, or hopefully that if they're good marketers, they're going to realize like, dude, this isn't going to work, and they're going to tell you. That's why I do a lot of vetting and pre-qualifying before I take any client on, because if I see all these missing pieces, I'm not even going to waste my time. If you haven't taken the time to build a good brand, why am I going to take the time to build it for you?
Right.
You know, I mean, you were not saying you fall in that category, but you were like kind of more of an exception of like, if I see it's a cool project, I'll enjoy doing it. And I told you that from the get-go. Like, I really enjoy building brands.
Yeah, you tell me.
It's so much fun for me.
Josh said the same thing.
Especially when it's a cool, like, good product. You know, like, that's like, I have a creative background, you know, and I love being creative with these things. So if I have the flexibility and the permission to throw my own twist on it, I love to do that. But a lot of brands don't want that. They're stuck in their ways and they want to do it their way, and that's totally fine. It just for my creative freedom to flow, like I want more, my hands in the pie, you know.
Right. Instead of just saying, just run ads for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll gladly do that, but that's on the condition that they have a good brand.
Right.
You know.
What would you say? What type of businesses or clients you like to take on, or like who?
Oh man, I mean, I'll take on if you're doing good numbers. I'll take you on because I know if you're not running ads and you're already doing killer numbers, we can take you from here to here. Mm-hmm. You know, you already have a proof of concept. But I would say if we're talking about like a niche, I love the clothing space. I love fashion, so I know that space very well. So I'm fully 1,000% confident taking on anybody in that space, whether it's women-focused, men-focused, fitness-focused, fashion-focused, streetwear, whatever. I know that space like the back of my hand. The health and fitness space as well. You fall in that category.
That's probably like fun for you, huh?
I mean, I love health and fitness too.
Especially if you do it yourself.
Yeah, so it's usually doing something good for the world as well. So that's a plus. I think anything that's like you can get creative and visually appealing with in the ad side of things or the web side of things or just the creative side of things, you know, that's the type of client I like. When it's a lawyer or it's a doctor's office, you know, like you can, if you really want to, get creative with it. But most of the time it's pretty cookie cutter. It's gonna be the same thing for most people. I just started working with like this roofing company. Great guy, like he's a great guy. And he's got some really funny ideas for like certain ways he wants to market. And it's a really I'm not going to say it on here, but it's really funny. So I always like how when I run into these people that really they're really organically good marketers and they don't even know it. They're very creative people. And I see it all the time. Like even Keith has so many good ideas.
Oh man, that guy, he'd be like,
I'm like, bro, like you should be in marketing, bro. Like you have so many funny, cool, creative ideas that I really don't think you know how good in this space you'd be. And I guess indirectly he is because he's building his own brand. But I think that anything that's fun in this space is a client I want to work with.
All right. That's
Either can I help you or can it be fun?
Right.
Those are the types of clients.
I'm more like of a person when it comes down to a business owner. I like putting good products together, but I'm not the best when it comes down to marketing, like the good eye for it. But I can put a good product together. I can put like everything what I can diagnose like products and see like what people are not hitting or what missing in. Or like, for example, that's why I came out with different flavors because most collagen is just unflavored. And so I was like, maybe if I put some alcoholic flavors in there, put some nice flavor people like for the summer. Or something that tastes good, you can take it during the day for lunch and dinner. I think that's would be a good market to hit, and so that's what made me come out with it. Because I was like, I tried some other colleges that had like good flavors to it, but it was kind of bland. It had that aftertaste, and it wasn't too much healthy in there. I said, why is always? And plus that food coloring always mess with my stomach. So that's
dude.
So that's why I ended up going with. I said, let me try to make it as healthy as possible, but also got to taste good. Because I did try to go the natural route with all flavors, but it just tastes a tart taste.
When you say all natural flavor, do you mean like no
natural, no artificial, no nothing, everything natural, and it's like it was just a tart taste. Good benefit. The benefits are good, but people ain't gonna buy it if it don't taste good.
There's a lot of science about that too. Like in the biohacking world, it's like why. Like if you don't eat anything artificial with artificial dyes, certain things of that nature, super like artificially sweet things, when you don't do that for like a month and then you try something with that stuff again, it doesn't taste good anymore. Our bodies are just so accustomed to like liking this stuff, you know. So it's fascinating that you're saying that because it's so true. But I think health wise, it's definitely not the right route to go. I mean, I haven't looked too much in the ingredients, but I do know that like you've spent a lot of time making sure it's a healthy, solid product with small things you've had to throw in there that are so minimal, like it's not going to hurt you, but just to give it that taste.
Oh, man, it was so hard.
You know,
it was so hard. I tried because I wanted to go to 100% natural route, and so I tried it, and it was like, oh fuck, you ain't gonna buy this.
Well, you pretty much are. You know, like I'd say like you're 99.999% natural, you know, with really good quality ingredients, but you've had to throw in a little bit of something just to
Make it
entice
taste
people to even drink it.
Make it taste good. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Other
and it
than
tastes phenomenal, bro.
Yeah.
It tastes
Man,
really good.
It took me a lot of samples to get.
I bet, dude. The supplement space is not easy.
Oh man,
It's really not. It's very competitive too, but it's also hard to find a good blend that no one can mimic and also taste really good, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that have peach mango and I try it and it's like, this does not taste like peach mango. Yours, if it's watermelon, yours tastes like watermelon, bro. It's the mango one that I tried. Dude, that shit was so good.
I remember I had you and Josh taste it.
And I'm not even trying to gas you up. I love mangoes. That's my favorite fruit. I eat it all the time. And it legitimately tasted like a mango. It was really good.
Definitely
But
appreciate that.
most of it, I would say most people make the unflavored too because collagen is like a secondary supplement. No one's taking it like a protein as like a primary supplement.
Right.
So it's a good thing just to kind of, when you're taking your primary supplements, you just grab this and throw it in there with it.
Right.
As opposed to having a peach mango and then throwing it in with your chocolate brownie protein. It's not going to mix well. So it makes sense to have unflavored. And to be honest, I feel like that might even be your best seller.
Probably so. I would say so. But so far the peach mango been the best seller so far.
Well, true, but we're also going to be trying different marketing tactics of like.
I would say it is because it's more more tailored towards more people.
Yeah, this is more applicable. This is going to be for maybe like in the morning, you know, like and you're about to go to the gym and you want to take your collagen. But most people that are actually serious about their health are probably taking multiple supplements, and they're not going to want to take 5 different drinks of supplements throughout the day. They're going to mix it all in one, and having unflavored is going to meet that crowd.
Make it more simpler.
Yeah. So
what would you say some of your biggest type of clients and that you was able to generate a good amount of money for in 1 month? You don't have to make no names, but basically like brand type of like industry.
Yeah, I mean, most of my clients I have NDAs with, so I can't really say a lot of stuff about them. But there's one that stands out for sure, and I won't go too much in detail because I don't think I can. But I remember we launched, and I think we spent $500 a day, and we did it for a week or 2 weeks, and that brought in almost like $300,000.
Damn.
And this was a startup. This is pre-revenue. They haven't done a single dollar from day one. We launched the ads. Within 2 weeks, it was close to $300,000.
Like within that week?
Yeah.
How does that even happen? Like
Dude,
my way my mind work, I'm like, well, you must have got a lot of people that was interested in it. It must have been like a really good product that people needed or something.
Yeah, it was. I can't say too much.
Can't say the name of the product?
No, I definitely can't say the name of the product. Can't say the business.
Why not?
But I will.
Was it toilet paper?
It's close. It's close. I will say we all. Don't ask me any questions, but I'm just going to say this. Okay. We all went through something in society 2-3 years ago where we all couldn't really leave our homes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And it was related to that.
Okay.
So clearly it was something people needed. It was in high demand.
Okay.
For sure.
What would you say the most you generated for a client within a month?
For a single client?
For a single client or like a few clients in a month? Because 300,000 in 1 month, that sounds like crazy.
That was a little, almost 2 weeks. That wasn't even a full.
Well, we say 2 weeks.
That wasn't even a full month. And that was also you can't compare that to like a full running business too. Like that was pre-revenue, day one startup. That in comparison to like a business in 2 years or that's been running for 2 years, I would equate that to like 50 to 100 grand. But this was a startup. That $300,000, I would see that as like over $1 million. In my mind, I mean, I know I'm just creating this stuff from thin air, but it's a big difference doing $300,000 from pre-revenue with $0 to date, as opposed to a business running for some time. But to answer your question, gosh, I could probably pull it up on my phone.
Let's get an average. It don't have to be like it's like
over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Yeah.
Within a month.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's probably easy for you. Once you figure out how to get over that 100 grand, then you get to probably try to double that, and then
Yeah, I would say getting a company to 10K month of profit is easy. Getting a company to 50K is easy. Getting them to 100K is easy. When you want to get them to a mil, like from the 500 to a mil is like when it starts getting a little difficult. You know, like your campaigns are massive, your ad managers are massive. You have so many different flows for so many different things. It depends also like what the brand is, how many products they have, how many different landing pages they have. You know, like for you, I love yours because for me, it's going to be a lot more straightforward because you got 3 products. You got 3.
I was growing too.
You got, well, I'm just saying like, let's just say in a few years, you got like 10 products, whatever. Like that's still not a lot. I've worked with people that have hundreds and then thousands of products. Shit. And I have to create tailored ads to each product, to each page. Dude, that takes days, weeks to even just like create it. Then you got to manage them. You got to optimize them. You got to kill the losers, scale the winners.
Right.
Dude, it's so much to look at. And when you're spending to get past the 500K, to hit those mil months and hit the 7-8 figures, it's a lot of time. But it's also, you're spending so much money to do that, where I have to watch that stuff like a hawk, because if I'm not, that's money they lose.
Right.
You know, so it's a lot of pressure on me too. So what I typically don't, the more money someone makes, I try my best not to increase my prices. But when it starts getting up that high, I kind of have to, because it takes so much time.
Yeah, it makes more sense. You kind of have to when you look at especially when they was like making maybe 50 and now they're making like over $1 million. You almost have to, because like your time is invested on this project. It takes so much of it. So it's,
yeah, and I want to be transparent.
I'm sure they wouldn't be tripping about it if they're making over $1 million. Like,
yeah, no, but I want to be transparent. I'm not doing it because, oh, you guys are making $1 million now, it's time to pay me more money. It's not about that, because I really try my best to be as ethical and on point as possible with my pricing, where it's like, I don't care how much you make. This is what I charge. This is what I do. But when it comes to a point where, okay, like now me managing your account is now me like managing 5 other accounts. So so it's gonna have to go up in price. And if you guys don't want to work with me, it's totally fine. Like you can go find someone else. But I understand your business, and to have someone on,
and that's the key.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the key in any role, is trying your best to become irreplaceable. Right. Everybody's replaceable, and don't think you're not, but try your absolute best to be the least replaceable. And that's what I try my best to do.
Yeah, I would say once, because even if your price do go up for somebody like that, now you have to start all over for somebody to understand your brand. They may be good at that type of brand, but do they understand your brand, like what you're trying to do? Right. Some people may want to do funny skits. Some people want to do like straightforward skits. And it's like, when you have somebody to understand it, and then you go with somebody another route, next you know you're going to lose a little bit because you're transferring. And then you're trying to get with another company or a brand that can like take it to the next level. But then you may be stagnant, and you're like, fuck, I should just stay with David.
Yeah, man. And I don't claim to be the best by any shape or form. I know what I'm doing, and I love what I do. And if people choose to work with me, that's great. But there's great marketers.
I would say you're good at more understanding the brand and breaking it down. I say that's one thing I would say just about working with you, that's what you're good at, like breaking down brands and like I wouldn't say stripping it, but taking it to like where it is, and then like, okay, get it here. Now we know how to get it here. Okay, now we're here. We're making this much. Okay, we need to strategize, get to this much, like going to 50K to 100K or to 100K to $500,000.
Because I've done it.
Yeah,
that's the answer, man.
A lot of these good at it.
A lot of these guys just do it for other people, and they've never done it themselves. They've never put their own money and time at stake to make this shit happen. You know, so I've been in the trenches. I've been on that path and understanding what it's like to spend your last bit of cash to see one last hurrah, see if this is gonna work.
One last home run, see if we can get it.
I've been there, dude. So I understand the stresses that come along with it and how important these small and big moves feel. So yeah, I mean, I'm not the best. I know I'm good at what I'm doing, but there's so many, and I'm not even gonna say that. I don't want to say I'm not the best. There's a lot of good people out there.
It's hard to find though. Most of them.
I don't think it's hard to finding good marketers isn't hard. Finding people you can trust that are going to go to battle with you. I think that's the hardest thing to find.
I haven't been on Fiverr. I've seen so many people. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like most of those people haven't done shit. They haven't. That's why they're on Fiverr.
Right.
I mean, I'm on Fiverr too, so I can't
Right.
say anything. But I just do it for exposure. But a lot of these guys are in third world countries trying to make a quick buck, thinking they know how to run ads. Anybody can run ads, but do you know what you're doing? Do you know how to actually scale ads? Have you done it before? Have you been able to replicate that process? Have you done it yourself? That's what allows a good marketer to be a good marketer.
Right.
In my opinion.
It does. So people want to know what are the different services that you offer within your business?
Yeah. So I try my best to just be media buying, which is being your ad manager. But again, if it's a good, cool project, I'll start throwing in all my other services where it's like, okay, do you need web development? Do you need app development? Do you need content actually shot?
Oh, you do app too? You do app stuff too?
We do, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if you need, I mean, whether it's a web app or an actually custom built out app, yeah, we can do that. Or if you need content, because that's another piece of the puzzle. It's like you got a great website, you got a cool ad setup, but if you got terrible ads, and that's another, okay, we need to talk about either you hiring somebody or you hire us to actually shoot the content, get you some ads optimized for a conversion.
Right.
That's another piece of the puzzle. Email marketing, we can do that. SMS marketing, pretty much everything that encompasses the sales process.
Do funnels and stuff too?
Yeah, we can do anything. We can do it all. But what I really try to sell people on most importantly is the media buying, because that's the bread and butter. But I would say next would be the website and then the content creation. All these other stuff are just upsells, downsells, cross sells. But yeah, I would say the main thing is media buying.
Kind of like a one-stop shop, pretty much. Depends on if you like the project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is if I like the project and I want to take it on, or they even have the budget. It's like if I'm going to build your website or I'm going to shoot content, it's not going to be cheap.
Oh, no, especially doing it all. That's because that's taking you away from your other projects that you have. So anything that takes you away from what you currently have is I make more money than this. What?
Yeah, and if you want to go with someone else, it probably will be cheaper, and it probably could still look great. But if you want me and you want my time, then yeah, I'm going to charge more because it's not really something I want to be doing. But if it's a cool project, I'll mention that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely that same thing like myself. Like I train people, but I like more the lifestyle part.
Yeah.
But I like helping people that want to help themselves. Like it's cause more like a problem solving thing. Like going in, just like what you do with brands, like figuring out what your habits are, nutrition, your stressors, like what your day to day looks like, figuring that out.
Yeah.
And so usually if I like the person like that, I'll go like deeper. I try to do everybody like that, but most people like I just want to just work out. Like, well, it don't work that easy, but okay, I do it. But
yeah, I will say this. I will also throw in those extra services or mention them if I see it's hindering my performance. You know, because that brings us back to the other issue. It's like I don't want anybody to have a sour taste working with me. You know, and I can really only think of one time where we had a very minimal issue, which I completely apologized for, and I offered multiple things to compensate for it. They were just a little difficult to work with, but I don't like that at all. It makes me feel really bad as a person. I know that doesn't look good on me or my company, but I would say out of hundreds of people, that's really only happened once. And to be fair, we really didn't do anything wrong. They just weren't happy with one decision that we made, and then just kind of trickled down. It was a little frustrating, but it is what it is. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
so what would you say, shifting a little bit, what would you say your fitness routine is like? Like how do you maintain yourself, make sure you don't lose your shit? Because I would say personally, looking at a computer screen,
Yeah.
my back started to get tight because I get up. I would like to get up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
But you like sitting on your ass. You know, do you wear like blue light glasses? But how do you maintain yourself? Make sure you don't lose like with fitness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not the most fittest person. I try my absolute best. That's a lie. I try very hard. I don't try my absolute best because if I did, I'd be diced and shredded. But I try very hard with the time I have and the energy levels I have to do what I do and constantly get better. My daily routine typically looks like now, when I get up, I'm getting up anywhere from 8 or 9 in the morning, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. I'll start red light therapy as soon as I get up.
Yeah, red light therapy in your apartment.
Yeah, I got it in my
cool.
apartment. So I got like a big panel on my wall, And usually I do it naked. So
that's the best way to get it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll usually start with my back for 10 minutes and then go to the side for my shoulder because I have a really bad shoulder and for 10 minutes and then my stomach for 10 minutes. And as I'm doing that, I'll usually put headphones in, put on some like meditation music just to like relax my body. Because I used to always get up, look at my phone. Of course, I got missed calls from Harold. I got tons of texts. I got emails and I'm just like,
don't do it.
It just stresses me out instantly. So I like to at least get up. I know I'm doing something for my body. And it sounds so cheesy because I hear all these bullshit morning routines.
No, I do it too. I do it too.
Honestly, once I did it, I really saw a difference. So I put on nice, relaxing music where I'll take deep breaths. I'll do my red light therapy for about 20 minutes. After that, I'll either take a shower or take my dog for a walk and get some steps in and just get moving, come home. I usually do intermittent fasting as well, and I don't usually eat anything until 3 or 4. So I mean, sometimes I'll have a little snack before, but usually it's around till 3 or 4. But I'll have coffee, and I just work all day. When it comes to around 3, around 3 I usually go to the gym.
2 to 3.
Huh?
2 to 3.
Around then, yeah. Like either at 2 or 3, I'll go to the gym. Usually there for an hour and a half. I always sauna after. There's so many great benefits to the sauna.
Oh, man, it is. You got to get them toxins out, man.
Yeah. Well, see, that's actually one thing that's a misconception, too, is like you don't actually sweat toxins out of your body when you're in a sauna, actually, unless you're in an infrared sauna.
Right.
When you're in a sauna, you're actually just sweating out nutrients and sweating out water weight because it's...
I know the water weight.
Yeah, because I actually have an infrared sauna mat in my apartment too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it actually penetrates your you got long wave and short wave. So you got your short wave, which is your red light, and you got long wave, which is infrared. So it can actually penetrate your muscles. It can get deep into your mitochondria and allow you to actually recover and sweat this shit out.
Right.
So you're not gonna. I thought that too for the longest time. Like I'm sweating all this alcohol out from this previous weekend. You're not. Right. From what I've read and from the comment I've consumed from like top people out there, that's actually not what's happening. But yeah, I go into the sauna, you go home, get back on work, and just continue working through the night. I'm a huge night owl, so I'm usually up until 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh man, I be up at 5, so I get up at 5. So, because usually what I do is I know what time you be getting up. So what I do is I send like a lot of scheduled texts and emails.
Okay.
And so people get them up when they get at 8. Because sometimes I like to get started on my day, so I like to send a lot of stuff off. Cause I know most people not up.
Yeah.
And then plus it's a little quieter now. Listen to some soft like beat music. And only one person up. Only usually 2 people up during that time. Usually trying to be up because I be talking to him in the morning. Yeah. And then my manufacturer guy in another state, he be reaching out. He be up at like they're an hour ahead. So me and him be communicating. But I like to communicate with him early in the morning because during the day he be in meetings and stuff and he manages a lot of brands. But usually the morning time like that too. You know, it's not really cheesy because you always want to make sure you check in with yourself, your mental health. Because other than that, you know, when you get up at 8 to 12, that's when the world gets up. You see these emails in, marketing emails on your phone, text. Especially if you run your own business, get messages from me and everybody. Like, fuck. So if you don't do nothing, take time for yourself, you can lose your shit quick. Yeah, bro. No, I completely agree. And I would say that's probably the the biggest thing I'm working on right now is, is replying to people. And I know you feel it too. I don't take it personal because I know you're gonna get back to me. Yeah, dude, like I don't know why. Like I'm on so many calls throughout the day. It's just so exhausting. And as soon as I get off a Zoom call or Google Meet, I'm like, oh yes, I can breathe. I can sit for a second. And then boom, don't look at your phone. Call. Then my mom calls, and that's probably the biggest thing I need to get better at. Is like my mom. It's like, dude, if my mom calls, I need to be answering every single time. It's hard too, though. It's because you kind of grind mode. Cause my mom the same thing. I'm the only child. Yeah. Cause like when you're in like grind mode hours, it's like you're trying to get as much as you can done because if you don't get it done, it falls on the next day. And I'm a big. That's why I say I have a podcast scheduled all the way to December 8th. And so I do that because that's one less thing I need to worry about. Yeah. So it's still an excuse though. It's my mom, bro. Yeah.
I probably haven't talked to her in a month.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and she's called, dude. I have so many missed texts. I'm
Man.
just so exhausted, dude. Like, I want to make sure when I'm talking to her, I'm like giving her my undivided attention and like actually excited, not just drained. And it's your mom. You know, my mom was always gonna ask a million questions. Like, what's this about?
Especially you haven't talked to her in a while. She gonna hit you with some shit, man.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I'm like fully engaged. So that's probably the biggest thing. And I always get back to people, but sometimes I'm a day or two late, and it just doesn't look good on me. So I'm trying to get better at that. That's one thing.
One thing would help you out at the end of your day, or like either get up early or do it later at night. Send a scheduled text message in the morning. That's what I do.
To everybody?
No, to people that you haven't reached out to.
What do you mean a scheduled text?
Like, if you didn't get them to them the night before, send them a scheduled text in the morning about, like, basically what they asked.
Yeah, but you see, like, that's not going to work for me because when I get up, one, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm doing my morning routine to get my day ready. And as soon as I'm ready to work.
Oh, okay.
You know, and start getting on these calls and actually focusing. But if I pull up dude, there's so many messages.
I know one of the things you're like, running ads. I'm getting tracked by your ads.
And it's not just like a simple, hey, you know, like they're asking like legitimate questions where I have to like at least 15 people, bro, every day where I'm having to like sit down, think for a response, and it's like multiple paragraphs. To do that for all of them.
Oh, no, what's different?
Yeah, I can reply to them, but they're going to instantly reply back. And now I'm in a conversation with these people. So I don't know, dude. I don't know what I got to do to figure it out, but I try my best. Like, I even saved my buddy's number on my phone, Kevin. I'm notoriously terrible at replying to him. And I have his name saved in my phone is Kevin, quotes, please reply.
Oh, wow.
Because, like, if I see it, I always forget to reply. It's just...
Especially when your brain going 100 miles an hour, like, trying to reach out to everybody, and you still got more coming in.
Yeah, dude.
You may have to scale back a little bit, David.
Nah, dude. I'm good. Because if you call me, I'm good. I'll answer. But if you text me and it's like all these calls and texts, it's like, dude, like, just call me. I'll call you back. Like, don't call me and then text me and then call me again and text me. And it's like, dude, just call me and I'll call you back. Like,
so calls the best.
Yeah, 100% calls the best. For sure.
So how would you say your nutrition habits are?
Substantially better than they used to be. I used to Uber eat like 2 to 3 times a day.
You say Uber eat?
Yeah, 100%, like all day, every day. But now I'm cooking all my meals. I'm not keto, I'm not paleo or anything like that, or vegan, but I have made a huge effort to making sure everything I eat, it's grass-fed, it's organic, just really good quality food. That's my goal.
So do you eat like once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day?
I'd say 2, maybe 3, but usually around 2.
Around 2?
I don't eat a lot. I don't know how, but I really don't.
Probably you be like working. How about on the weekends?
Same.
Yeah.
I don't like eating in the morning. I'm either a midday or late night eater for sure.
Not the late night. It's terrible.
It is terrible. I at least try my best to not eat 2 hours before I go to sleep.
Yeah. So how do you manage your stress outside of the gym? Because based off what you told me so far, it sounds like it's pretty hectic.
I'm also just like venting right now too of like the things I'm struggling with. I'm not like all day every day just like, oh my God, I'm so stressed.
That's a lot though, David, because like you're only just one person, and then it's like you imagine the big business that you have, and
it used to be stressful for sure, but I've definitely learned to just be accustomed to it, and that's why I'm trying so hard to have my health in check, to making sure when I'm stressed, like I can manage the stuff a lot easier and not feel so drained. A big thing I focus on is my sleep. I take my sleep very seriously. I wear earplugs every night.
Not earplugs.
Yeah, I have to wear earplugs and like a face mask to like making sure like I don't wake up.
I have a face mask.
Yeah, dude, because I'm a very light sleeper, and it's super hard for me to fall asleep and stay asleep.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculously hard. Like if I hear like I'll wake up.
Oh man,
it's ridiculous.
Get the sink dripping over there.
Yeah, dude, exactly. So I have to set like the perfect environment to fall asleep. But yeah, dude, I love what I do. I'm not super stressed all the time, but there are times where I get a little overwhelmed. And a way I kind of manage that is now these morning routines, you know, and like a night routine.
Yeah. I'm big on those. I'm big on a nighttime routine and a morning. That's what helps me out. Because usually at night I like to watch something funny. Because funny is a good stress reliever. or sometimes watch some Adult Swim cartoons, trying to take my mind.
Adult Swim, I haven't heard that in forever.
Yeah, but I like it because like it's no thinking involved. Because like after throughout your day, you don't want to think about nothing. You just want to relax, put your mind there. Because the better your mind is at rest, the easier for you to fall asleep. When your mind is still racing, it's gonna be hard because like now you're thinking about this, then you may wake up. Oh shit! But the thing is, the whole goal of going to sleep is get your
ready
mind
for the next day.
Now in a relaxed state.
Yeah.
Get your mind in a relaxed state before you go to sleep, and then you have a good night's sleep for the most part.
Right.
But if you can't get your mind to calm down, it's really hard for you to stay asleep.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more, bro. I'm a huge advocate for like watching stuff at night that's like doesn't require a lot of thought process. I mean, I love watching movies. I love cinema, you know. So like,
I see you watching Stranger Things the other night.
Yeah, dude, I love Stranger Things. So good. But yeah, so I got the morning routine to de-stress me and prepare me for my day, and then I also have a night routine that I'm not as consistent with, but I'm trying to become better. Where I'm trying to do like an hour to 2 hours of stretching every night, and it sounds intense, but I think really I'll put my headphones in, put in this really good meditative state music, and I just start stretching because I have a really bad lower back and a really messed up shoulder. So sitting all day does not help either. So I'm trying to keep my body loose. I'm trying to stay healthy to where I can actually move around in the gym and make sure.
You probably should go to a stretching studio. Check that out.
I mean, dude, I've been to back doctors. I've been to chiropractors. I've been to PTs. Like, they all tell me the same thing, bro. Like, either get surgery or or keep doing what you're doing and just keep stretching and staying active. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's why I got the red light therapy. That's why I got the infrared sauna mat. Because it's something that actually can deeply penetrate my muscles and allow proper recovery. I just need to, honestly, I need to stretch more and move more cardio because I just sit so much. I'm on calls all day. I'm working all day. I need to find the time to get moving more.
Yeah, well, if you have any questions about that, I can definitely help you out with that process because I would say I kind of mastered it because I help my clients out with it. But the thing is, what's the hardest part is me helping other people out is just want to try something different, because it's a lot of different things you do that. Because I know it works for myself, and I have like a guide that I have my clients try from the morning. Like, instead of just looking at your phone, unless you have to. I get some people where they have to look at their phone as soon as they get up for work, they be on call. But if you don't have to, like, at least give yourself like 30 minutes before you look at your phone. Because once you look at your phone, that's why I be honest with you, I turn my phone off at night. Because the thing is, because I notice my stress level goes down when I turn my phone off because I'm not connected. Yeah. So, but also, like, when I say once you look at your phone, that's when you enter the world. Yeah. I always say that's when the matrix starts. That's when everything starts coming at you. So
I like that.
I try to stay off usually when I'm hanging out or like I try to get away from it because like social media, text, emails, and it's like I just try to put it away. Especially when I'm with my daughter, I try to put it in the under the table somewhere. Because other than that, it's like when you connect to this, it's like you always just plugged in. So like when I turn it off, that's when I feel my stress level goes down. Sometimes I may do it during the day if I don't really have much. I may turn it off for like an hour or two at the most, and then usually I may read a book or read some of my daily devotion. But it's really important to have like a disconnect between your phone, because other than that, your mental health is gonna always be in trouble. Right. Because everything is on here. But when you cut that off, it feels so much better. But I know I always challenge people to do that, but some people it's hard to because they feel like I'm missing out on something. It can wait. Just let it wait. Just get to it later.
It ain't going anywhere.
It ain't going nowhere. But that's one thing I always challenge people on about your mental health. Because if you get your mental health together, get yourself together, you can provide care to other people. But until you be able to do that, you're going to always be struggling, always be behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, 1,000%, bro.
So that's why I'm big on it. I always look at my health, and then I try to take care of everything else. If my health is good, I can do everything.
If your health's not good, you can't do anything else.
You're struggling.
You can't handle yourself or anything or anybody else. No. It really is the most important thing. It is.
And I agree. That's the biggest thing. That's why I like fitness, health, optimization, and just making sure my body's good, mental state good. Because if I do that, I can think more. Or sometimes, like yesterday, I had to like shut everything down. I was like, oh man, I'm just too stressed. I should have took a nap. Woke up, okay, I'm good now. But sometimes you have to know how to like shut things down, and things can wait. Yeah. So my last question to you is, what does a healthy, vibrant life mean to you?
What does a healthy, vibrant life mean to me?
Yep.
Healthy, vibrant life to me means, I would say a healthy, vibrant life. A life stress-free, happy, doing what you love in an optimized way, I guess. I mean, I'm finding another way to say a healthy, vibrant life. How would you describe a healthy, vibrant life?
I would say doing something I'm passionate about. I wouldn't say like stress-free, but doing something that's manageable with stress that I can control. Just enjoying life for what I'm doing. Like the people I'm around, like connecting with you, connecting with people at the podcast studio, and having the right people in my life that's enjoyable, that I don't mind giving energy to, and cutting off that's taken away from what I'm doing. It's not being fulfilling. And so that's why I look at like a healthy vibe, like being enjoyable, spending time with loved ones, and just being passionate about everything that I'm doing, like the podcast, building a supplement product. You know, people say that's challenging, but that's what I like to do. It's like you like building brands.
I love that answer.
I would hate building brands. I was like, fuck, I got to build this thing from top to bottom. That is I got my creativity got to be through the roof. But to you, that's fulfilling because that's what you like doing, taking something from nothing. That's why I say that's what a healthy, vibrant life means for me. Like being passionate about it, you love doing it. If you're passionate about it, it's not really working to you. It's more like something you enjoy doing it, but work is involved with it.
Yeah, no, great answer, man. I didn't really think to answer it like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You're like, this is my brand, bro. I've been thinking about this.
Yeah, you gotta remember that's the name of the podcast. So like, I always tell my clients this. So it's like I say it so much to people about like being healthy, being vibrant, just like having vibrant conversation with you. You know, having a life conversation.
Now that you answered that, I would say I'm on the journey to a healthy, vibrant life. Mm-hmm. You know, I am in such a grind state right now, such a focused state where I'm trying really hard to have a healthy, vibrant life as much as possible. But I think the epitome in my mind right now after your answer, a healthy, vibrant life to me is married with a woman that I love and respect, with a beautiful family and a house, and just doing what I love and being able to give my undivided time to my loved ones. Mm-hmm. That would be a healthy, vibrant life for me.
That'd be even harder grind. Not harder grind. That'd be like a tougher, because now you got other people you got to care for. Anytime you add more people close you got to care for, the grind gets a little tough because now you got to spend more time with your kids.
Well, that's what I mean is like a healthy, vibrant life to me is like I've exited my business, or I've been able to build a team where I'm just kind of in the background, where I'm not working what I'm doing, where I can give these people my undivided attention. Right. Because I want a family, you know, like I want to have a beautiful home and raise a family and have my wife stay at home and take care of the kids and help me raise the family. You know, like that's what I would like. But of course, if I'm doing what I'm doing right now, there's no way in hell I could be a good dad, just because I just wouldn't have the time. Balance. And that wouldn't be fair to my wife or my kids. So, yeah, that would be my definition of a healthy, vibrant life.
I think so far
I
think so far you living it.
Living what?
So for the most part, you are living a healthy, vibrant life because you're doing what you love. Let's see, you're taking more time for your health. You're eating pretty properly. And it just right now is chaos because you have such a high demand for what you're doing.
I'm trying.
But for the most part, when you look at the average person, you're pretty happy with what you're doing it for yourself. Yeah.
I'm definitely true to myself.
Yep.
I don't do anything for other people.
Right.
Not in a bad way, but like I'm true to myself, and I always take on a project that like I'm passionate about. I'm not just like money hungry or like money grabbing. I genuinely love what I do.
Right. All right, we come to a close. I gotta let you try one of the collagens out.
Oh yeah.
And since we got the new flavor coming, I'm gonna let you try this one.
Looks like from Space Jam.
Oh man, I got the black flavor. Got the hidden. All right. Probably want to take something off the top. Got the new flavor. People been trying. They see how much is in there. People been loving this thing.
What flavor is that?
It is a mystery flavor. I'm gonna let you see.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna let you see.
Like that.
I'm gonna let you see. See what you think it is. Let's see, probably a little bit more.
Yeah, buddy.
Hold on, wait.
Does yours have protein in it?
Okay,
because I did notice the one I was taking had protein in it. I thought that was a little odd. Is that common to have protein and collagen?
You can.
Okay.
But some people like to put their own unflavored. Some people asking like, why ain't got no protein in there? I was like, well, you put some unflavored in there, but I don't want to take away from the ingredients in there.
All right. Well, ASMR.
All right, here we go. You got it shaking up pretty good?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it pina colada?
Yep.
Yeah. Oops. It tastes like Malibu.
Malibu.
Like the liquor. I mean, in a good way, it's great. I'm not a big coconut person, so I'm probably not the best person to drink it, but I still think it's great.
Yeah.
It's
Some
very
people-
accurate as far as taste.
Some people
palate goes.
depend. If you like a pina colada, a coconut person, like some people like, I can mix this with my alcohol. People always say that.
This is really good though, but your mango is hands down the best collagen.
Because you're a mango person, so it all
Exactly.
depends. So people always ask, like, what type of person are you? I'm a strawberry lemonade. Like, okay, well, try that one.
They were all good. I would be happy with any of them, but if I was to go buy them, I'd buy unflavored and then the mango for
How
sure.
you go to? But yeah, David, what can the viewers find you at, buddy?
Yeah, you can find me on. We got a camera here. I'm trying to figure out.
That one's yours.
Okay, yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at David Runs Ads. That's pretty much the only platform I'm consistent on. You can find me on www.scaletogreatness.com or atrend.io. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, shoot me an email at hello@atrend.io. Other than that, yeah. Thanks, Harold, for having me on, man.
Oh, yeah. So also, I'm going to put everything in the show notes where you can find David and his business. And also, you can definitely send him some questions, more that you may have. Depends on what business you're tailored towards or what you need help with ads. If your ads ain't running good, I can tell you he's the guy because I was connected with him through a friend. And he was doing good. And he just scaled over 6 figures. So, like you said, he's not the best, but I would say he's the best at when it comes down to breaking down your brand to see where it fits at and the niches of it, or like the potholes. And
I wish I never said that. I'm not the best. I am the best.
Right. I would say you are the best at breaking down a brand and the strategizing. I would say you're good at that.
I know you're closing up. How do you even know? Like, how do you define the best? Is it the person that's generated the most?
I wouldn't. Only thing you can say about the best is maybe they don't work. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. They don't lose when it comes. But I don't know.
But that's impossible.
Yeah. So I would think I'm the best when it comes down to lifestyle.
Like how do you keep score of advertising? That's the thing.
Well, it depends on how happy when you get to your success rate, how happy most of your customers are. That's how I look at the best. Like,
but then that wouldn't be a percentage or a ratio. That'd be like, I mean, if I had one client and that one client's been happy, and I compare that to a ratio of 100 clients that were happy.
I would say the best when you come down to like your success rate of like you only had that one and everybody else is happy. So that's pretty much most people you work with. That's how you compare it to.
Yeah, I'm getting on the game of affirmations and manifestation. I am the best.
I would say when you come down to people you work with, because you're not going to take it on if you don't feel like it's suitable for you. So it's like, I'm not going to add my credibility behind this project if I don't think I'm capable of it, if I don't think it's a good fit. Because you got to remember, when you put your name behind something, no matter what happens to it, it falls back on you.
For sure. Yeah, no, and I'm totally just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. It's really a good question. I don't know how. I feel cocky if I say I am the best.
I like to say I'm really good at it. I'm really good at what I do. So it makes it more modest. Like people are like, how good? Well, why should I pay you this? Well, I'm really good at it. I can break down a lifestyle. I can get it down to a science based off you tell me your habits. I can first figure out what's going on with you. And once you figure that out.
Yeah, I just let the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
All right. As we come to a close, thank David for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Awesome, man.